everybody. Today we know that the Merchant of Venice Act 4 Scene 1 we are going to do. We have divided into three classes, day 1, day 2 and day 3. Day 1 is done. We are in day 2 and we will be starting with the Merchant of Venice Act 4 Scene 1 part 2, and then in the next class we'll move to day 3 and the last part of it. Okay, so those who have not followed till now day 1, there will be a link somewhere on the top, and from there you will get it. So first see day one and then come to this so that it becomes easier to you. And I hope I will be able to make this scene very exciting and also easy, so that because you see many questions come from here, in all the papers you'll find questions from here. So this thing is important. And because I was a bit low, I took my vaccine and I was sick a bit. So thankfully I could prepare the scene, and so you'll get it on time. So let's start. And if you like it, don't forget to subscribe. Act 4, Scene 1, The Merchant of Venice. So let us continue from the part we had finished. We see that the Duke, now what had happened in the last scene, we saw that, not in the last scene, in the last day of Act 4, Scene 1. You can follow from the thumbnail on top. I'll add the link over there so you can see it from there. Follow the day 1 part and then come to day 2. You see, in Act 4, Scene 1, Day 1, what we had done was, we have come to know that Bellario had sent a letter to the Duke. Bellario is the lawyer whom the Duke had called to solve the case of Antonio and Shylock. Okay, so now that man Bellario has sent a letter to the Duke. Now the Duke is going to read the letter. Okay, Duke, this letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Now, I have seen many of my students asking me questions regarding certain words. You see, all the difficult words, the meanings of every difficult word, I have given in the text itself. Okay, in this PDF where I am teaching you, you will find the difficult words written in a separate color altogether, just like this one, written in green. Okay, so you do find out the meanings and write them in your book instead of, if you feel that it is necessary. Not all, those that are necessary for you, write them down so that you don't have to ask me every time. Okay, so a young and learned doctor to our court. So Bellario, that lawyer, has sent another important and significant good lawyer to the court. Okay, so this man who was asking to enter the court was the person who was sent by Bellario. Now, doctor means not a doctor physician, he is a lawyer. Okay, just like you see in this picture, a lawyer. So where is he? Duke asked that where is this person? Nerissa. He attendeth here hard by. Hard by means nearby. So he is present very close by. He is waiting just outside to know your answer. He wants to know what you want him to come or not, whether you will admit him. Duke, with all my heart. Yes, Dr. Bellario has sent that person, so I am gladly asking him to come in. Some 3 or 4 of you go give him courteous conduct. That means go and welcome him to this place. Meantime, the court shall hear Bellario's letter. Now everybody is going to hear what Dr. Bellario has written in his letter. Maybe he has written why he is unable to come even though the Duke called him. Why did who is this person whom Dr. Bellario has sent over here? Okay, so let's see. The clerk reads. Always a lawyer has a clerk with him who does all the written work, the signing of documents and all that. So the clerk reads, Your Grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter I am very sick. So Bellario has mentioned in the letter that when he received the Duke's letter, he was very sick. In the instant that your messenger came, that means the time when the message of the Duke came to Bellario in loving visitation, that means a friendly visit. He had a very dear friend present in his house. Was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. Now you know that this is no Balthazar, this is Portia. Okay, the doctor of law or the lawyer whom Bellario has recommended, okay, to deal the case of Shylock and Antonio is nobody but Portia. And who is this clerk? This clerk is, of course, Nerissa. Okay, so what does Bellario write in his letter? He writes, remember Balthazar was sent to Dr. Bellario for a letter and all that.
Now he has written in that letter that I'm recommending a very, very good lawyer. He is a friend of mine. He was present when your messenger came with this news that I had to visit you because of this strange case. So that time Balthazar, that doctor of law, was present in my house. I acquainted him with the cause. So I told him about this matter in controversy, that means in dispute, the dispute that had risen between Shylock and Antonio, between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. We turned over many books together, so we studied a lot. There are fat books on law. You have to read all that articles and everything. So we read a lot. He's furnished, that means he's already invested with, or he already has my opinion. I have already given him my opinion of the case, which bettered with his own learning. So he says that it is not that he has my opinion, my ideas on the case, my judgment on the case, but he is also very learned. He is a good lawyer himself. The greatness whereof I cannot commend. I do not know. I cannot commend means the quality in that man is highly praiseworthy. Okay, is very good. Comes with him at my importunity. That means in my earnest request to fill up your grace's request in my stead. That means I request you that instead of me, you please allow Balthazar, or the one I am recommending you, to deal the case. I beseech you, that means I request you, let his lack of years be no. Remember these lines, okay? These lines are important because you can be told to give the meanings of these lines. So let his lack of years be no impediment to let him lack a reverent estimation. That means you might feel that he is very young looking at him. Okay. Uh, I beseech, let his lack of years. Lack of years means somebody who is very young, looks very young. So don't think because he is looking young, he is incapable. Okay. Lack a reverent estimation means you might be thinking that he is incapable to deal such a difficult case by looking at his young age. But don't do that, because I never knew so young a body with so old a head. This is very important. Young a body with old a head. That means young age but very experienced. Old a head means you gain experience with time, isn't it? So somebody who has a old head means who has a lot of experience. So although this man is young, he is very experienced to deal this case. I leave him to your gracious acceptance, whose trial shall better publish his commendation. That means trial shall better publish his commendation means when you try him, you let him deal with the case, and you will see that he is going to publish his commendation. He is going to prove himself that he is very capable. Let's see what he does. Duke, you hear the learned Bellario, what he writes, and here I take it is the doctor come. So now the Duke has, the clerk has finished reading his letter. Now the Duke says, okay, the person who is waiting outside is actually Balthazar, sent by Dr. Bellario. Okay, according to Bellario, this man is capable to deal this difficult situation. So enter Portia, I have already told you that this Balthazar is nobody other than Portia, and he is dressed like a doctor of law. He is dressed like a lawyer and is looking like a man, okay, young man. Give me your hand. This give me your hand means the Duke welcomes him. Okay, come you from old Bellario? Are you coming from Dr. Bellario? I did, my lord. Duke, you are welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference? Difference means the nature of the dispute, the problem, the bond. After the forfeiture, what Shylock wants and why is he wanting it and all that. Have you an idea of this case that holds this present question in the court? Question means the case that has arisen in the court. Do you know what is the situation, or what the person excuse me, what the person wants? Do you have any idea of that, Portia? I am informed thoroughly of the case. I have a detailed knowledge of the case, but obviously this person, Balthazar, has no idea which one is Antonio and which one is Shylock, isn't it? So which is the merchant here and which is the Jew? So point me out, please, which one is the Jew and which one is Antonio? Duke. Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth. So Duke calls Antonio and Shylock to come forward and uh, come in front of Balthazar. Portia, is your name Shylock? Shylock is my name. Portia, of a strange nature is the suit you follow. So your case is a very strange case. Why is it strange? Yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. Such rule means this the case your case is a very strange one. It can neither be called illegal because the Venetian law guarantees you, it is stamped and there is a legal document and everything on it. Cannot impugn, Venetian law cannot impugn means the Venetian law also, the law of Venice also cannot find fault in it because there is a legal document signed by both parties. That means Antonio and Shylock both have signed them. Okay, so it cannot be called illegal. And then again, you are going to take a pound of flesh from a person's body. That is illegal. Okay, when you cause harm to somebody's body. So that is illegal. So your case is very strange in this manner that it is not illegal, neither legal, it is somewhat in between. You stand within his danger, do you not? So now Portia asks Antonio that you are in danger, isn't it? Your life is in danger, do you not? Antonio. Ah, so he says, Portia, do you confess the bond? So do you accept the situation? I do. Then must the Jew be merciful? Then there is only one situation left, the only one uh, solution can be possible, that the Jew has to be, Shylock has to be a bit merciful. He must show mercy. Otherwise, so you are going to surely lose your life, Shylock. On what compulsion must I tell me that? Now imagine Shylock is being constantly told by the Duke, by everybody around him that show mercy, show mercy, show mercy. Now Shylock is, very much exhausted with all this. So he immediately says that on what compulsion? That means nobody can force me to show mercy. Okay, Portia. Now this part, listen carefully. The quality of mercy is not strained. You also will see this picture. Okay, the quality of mercy is not strained. That means when you have to show mercy to somebody, when you have to uh, uh, do some mercy to somebody, then mercy cannot be forced, isn't it? दया करने में क्या है? Nobody can force you to do daya on somebody, isn't it? So it droppeth as a gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. When it rains, just like this picture, when it rains after a hot summer day, you feel very satisfied with it. But is it that God asks something, you have forced God that you have to give me rain and then it starts raining? No, it is just a mercy on you. After a scorching heat and extreme heat, you get that rain just like a mercy. Okay, you're very exhausted and everything, and then it rains. It is like a mercy of God, isn't it? भगवान ने दया किया कि there is a lot of rain. Okay, that helps us or satisfies us, gives us peace. Okay, so this cannot be forced. You cannot force God that okay, आज ही it should rain. Okay, it droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. So why is it twice blessed? Why is this activity twice blessed? Because you see, it blesseth him that gives and him that takes. That gives. Obviously, when it rains, we as the person who is taking that mercy is satisfied because of the rain. We are happy. And also the person who gives. That means even God who is giving it is also blessed by it. Okay, when you do mercy, then there is a both way happiness and blessing. Why? The person who is shown mercy, he is also satisfied. जिसपे दया किया वो भी satisfied है, और जिसने दया किया, that person will also be blessed because he has shown mercy. Okay, this part is clear. It's mightiest in the mightiest. Now this quality, you cannot show mercy easily, isn't it? Like if a boy comes and hits you, the first thing that will come in your mind is usko bhi ek hit kar do, usko bhi maar do usko. But that thing is easy. To take revenge is very easy. But showing mercy or giving, okay, fine, chalo, jane do. This thing is difficult. Okay. So it is mightiest in the mightiest. So for people who can show mercy, they are, they are very capable. Okay, unlike the ones who only can take revenge. Becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. So what happens? You see, a king with his crown and with his scepter, scepter, the king holds this rod kind of a thing in his hand. Now these two things, what does this show? That the king has a lot of temporal power. Listen carefully. Temporal power. If you listen and check this picture carefully, then whole thing, this whole part will be clear to you. With this with this crown and with this scepter, the king has a lot of temporal power. He shows a lot of temporal or earthly power. He can control anybody. People are afraid of him because he has so much power. Okay, but if he can show mercy, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. Okay, so everybody, obviously, we are afraid of the person who has a lot of power. Like students are often afraid of the teachers because they feel that teachers have a lot of marks in their hands and they can do anything and everything. So we are very afraid of him, afraid of the teachers. Okay, so that in that way the teacher can be cruel. It is easy to be cruel, but you see, it is not that easy to show mercy. Okay, once isko jane do, once he has done something wrong, let him go, let him learn from his mistakes and let him try again. Okay, so this thing is difficult. Showing mercy is difficult. So everybody fears the kings who has power, but you see, mercy is above this scepter's way. The king who can show mercy, जिसने जिसमें दया करने का capability हो, it is enthroned in the hearts of kings. Okay, so that is present deep within the hearts of those kings. Okay, it is an attribute to God himself. So now this quality is quite godlike because God has the power to show mercy to everybody. That is why we go to the temples and churches and mosques to pray, isn't it? Daya kar do. So that is why we go to the gods, isn't it? So that is the power which God has. So anybody who can show mercy like that is quite similar to God. The earthly power doth then show likest God's when mercy seasons justice. When you do justice and also you do show mercy to that person. Okay, when it is not that every time a criminal comes to the court and the judge says, okay, isko fasi de do. No, that is not right. There should also be mercy, isn't it? That should be mixed with the justice. Okay. It is not that always you let go the worst criminals every time with a lot of mercy. No, you do justice, but there should also be mercy in that. Okay. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this. That means, although you are asking for, you're demanding for justice, consider this, listen to this one time, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation, we do pray for mercy. So now you see, if God, if this is a Christian part we are talking about, there are Christian people around, so I have taken this as an image. Any God, okay, when you when we do so many things that are wrong, isn't it? So if we think that we will be judged by God, then what will happen? If God is so cruel and God has all those strict rules and regulations and laws, then so we will never get mercy. Then everybody should be hanged by God because we do so many wrong things, isn't it? Try to think how many wrong things you have done in your life. Even in this short span of life, you have done so many errors, isn't it? So if God starts punishing you for every wrong thing that you have done, then we will be hanged, we will be killed by God, isn't it? For so many mistakes. We live because God shows mercy on us. And that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. So when we go to God's place, when we go to temple, mosques and churches and ask for mercy, request for mercy, then when God shows us this kindness, why can't we show some to the other people? Okay, when somebody is asking mercy from us, why can't we show that to them? I have spoke thus much. So I have spoken a lot to mitigate the justice of thy plea. I wanted to just soften the situation. I just wanted to save somebody's life. Which if thou follow, that means if you continue to seek this justice, the strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there. So there is no way that the court can deny what you want because that is a legal bond. So if you do not show mercy, then so this man has to die. My deeds upon my head. That means I'll take the responsibility of my work. I crave, that means I want the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond. I want nothing, I just want the revenge, I want the pound of flesh. Okay. Portia, is he not able to discharge the money? That means, is he not able to repay the money? Does he not? Is he not capable enough to pay you the money even now? Because you know, Portia knows that he has given a lot of money to Bassanio to pay and discharge Antonio, isn't it? So Bassanio immediately says, yes, here I tender it for him in the court. Yes, I am offering him over here, I am offering him money. Twice the sum, I can give him 3,000 ducats into two times of 3,000 ducats. If that will not suffice, if that is also not sufficient, I will be bound to pay 10 times over. I can give him 10 times of that 3000 ducats. I'm ready to give him. Bound means I'm ready to pay him. On forfeit of my hands, my head, my heart, I can give him everything. He can take my hand, my head, my heart, everything. If this will also not suffice, if this is also not sufficient, it must appear that malice, that means it is his wrong intention. Okay, nothing else. It's just that he wants to seek revenge, nothing else. And I beseech you, I request you, rest once the law in your authority. So Bassanio knows that Shylock is a very cruel man now. He is not going to show any mercy to Antonio. So he requests the authority that take the law in your hand. Okay, to do a great right, do a little wrong. So now you have to, what does he say to the authority? He says that to do a greater good, you must act against the law. Okay, you cannot follow the law in this situation, because if you are following, if you are going by the law and following the law, then what will happen? You will have to allow Shylock cut out a pound of flesh from Antonio's body. That is almost criminal offense. That is almost killing a man in the court itself. And curb, that means stop this cruel devil of his will, stop him from taking what he wants, Portia. It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree. That means an official order cannot be altered. You cannot stop or change an official order. This is a legal document and nobody can do anything about it. It will be recorded. Why can't the Duke do anything against it? It will be recorded for a precedent. See, whenever there is a legal case, when things go to the court and there is a justice give, there is a verdict, there is a something said by the judge. Okay, when this verdict comes out, that is a written record. It is maintained. So next time when something happens like this, when somebody cannot follow his bond and something quite similar to this happens, then what will happen? People will use this case to cite as an example. Okay, then nobody will believe in the Venetian law. Nobody have faith in the Venetian law. And then, being a place of trade and commerce, people from the foreign countries come here for trade. People will, if people loses faith in the law of Venice, then nobody will come to do business over here. That will be a problem for the state. It cannot be. So we cannot allow that. Shylock. A Daniel come to judgment. Who is a Daniel? See, Daniel was a Jewish character in the Bible. You know, the Old Testament was similar for the Jews and the Christians. Okay, so in this, in the Old Testament, in the Bible, there was a Jewish character who was very renowned or known, well known for his wisdom and his judgments, good judgments. Okay, so now Shylock is very satisfied. This is the first time when somebody in the court, somebody present in the court, has supported Shylock. Previously, imagine the Duke, Bresciano, Antonio, Bassanio, everybody around him was against him. Okay, this is the first time he finds this lawyer say that you see, Shylock's case is a very logical case and nobody can deny that. Legally, we cannot deny that. Oh, wise young judge, how I do honor thee. You are so young, but you are so wise also. Portia, I pray you let me look upon the bond. So Portia says, let me see the bond. Here it is, most reverend, that means respectable doctor of law. Here it is, Shylock. There is thrice thy money offered thee. So Portia says, somebody is offering you 3 times of 3000 ducats. Why don't you take it? Shylock. An oath, I have an oath in heaven. You see, I have promised uh, myself that I will take this pound of flesh. Shall I lay perjury upon my soul? Shall I commit the sin of breaking a promise? I cannot do that. No, not for Venice. Why this bond is forfeit? So then I see that the bond is forfeit. That means the time period of paying the money back is gone. It is forfeit. And lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh to be by him cut off. So he is going to cut the pound of flesh from Antonio's body. And from where? Nearest the merchant's heart. That means the place from where Shylock is going to cut the pound of flesh is going to be closest to Antonio's heart. That means surely Antonio is going to die. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond. So he says that please be merciful, think again, let me tear this bond, Shylock. When it is paid according to the tenor, that means Shylock says, I will only tear this bond once I have taken the forfeiture, I have taken the pound of flesh. It doth appear you are a worthy judge, you know the law, So he's very satisfied with Portia. He says that, you see, you are such a good lawyer. You have idea that nobody can deny this bond and whatever is written in the bond. You know the law. Your exposition, your understanding of the case has been most sound. That means it has been very logical. I charge you by the law, whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. You are the most capable lawyer I have ever seen. Proceed to judgment. By my soul, I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. That means there is nothing that man can say. Tongue of man means a man can say nothing which can alter me, which can change my heart. I am sure that I am going to take my bond. Antonio. Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment. So Antonio says that I am ready for whatever comes to me. Portia. Why then, thus it is, you must prepare your bosom for his knife. So you prepare your heart for this cruel knife to cut a pound of flesh. Shylock. Oh, noble judge, oh, excellent young man, Portia. For the intent and purpose of the law hath full relation. That means it fully applies. Whatever is written in the document, in the legal bond, it is signed by both parties, Shylock and Antonio, and therefore nobody can deny any over here, which here appeareth due upon the bond. The money has not been paid, so Shylock, after 3 months, can obviously ask for the pound of flesh, as is written in the bond. It is very true, O wise and upright judge. How much more elder art thou than thy looks? You are so knowledgeable, you are such a qualified judge, although you look so young, Portia. Therefore, lay bare your bosom. So, okay, then, Antonio, prepare your heart, prepare your body so that Shylock can cut a pound of flesh from there. Shylock, his breast, so says the bond, doth it not, noble judge? So he's very satisfied. He says, okay, now I'm going to cut the pound of flesh closest to his heart. Those are the very words. Portia, is it so? It is so. Okay, that's right. Are there balance here to weigh the flesh? So now, balance. I think you have seen this in the markets if you have been there. They measure things in this. So Portia asks, do you have this weighing scale to measure if you have cut a pound of flesh or not? Shylock says, yes, I have them ready. Have by some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge to stop the wounds. So now Portia says, call a surgeon, call a doctor also, prepare him also, so that once you have cut a pound of flesh, at least the doctor can take care of Antonio so that he can be saved. Lest he do bleed to death. Otherwise, what will happen? There would be no chance of Antonio's survival. He is going to die. He is going to bleed and die. Okay. Shylock. Is it so nominated in the bond? Is it written? Something like that is written in the bond. Imagine so much cruel he is. He is ready to cut the pound of flesh and he is also ready to kill the man. Not keep any surgeon in particular so that he cannot be saved from the wound. Portia. It is not so expressed, so it is not written in the bond, but what of that? It were good you do so much for charity. That means out of kindness also to ye kiya ja sakta hai. You can keep a doctor close by so that he can help Antonio. Shylock, I cannot find it. It is not in my bond. It is not written in the bond, so I am not going to keep that. Portia, you merchant, have you anything to say? So Portia asks Antonio that do you have anything to say, like a last wish or something? Antonio, but little, nothing. I don't have anything to say. I am armed and well prepared. That means I have gathered all my strength. I am ready, whatever comes to me. Give me your hand, Bassanio, fare you well. So now Antonio has a lot of love for his friend Bassanio. He says, okay, fare you well then. I will not survive, I'll be dying. So goodbye. Grieve not that I am fallen to this for you. Don't be sad. Don't curse yourself that it is because of you that I have died. For herein, for this is important. Fortune shows herself more kind than is her custom. See, Fortune is identified as a goddess. Antonio says normally goddess Fortune is not very kind to people. Okay, people are not always fortunate. But you see, I am fortunate. It is still her use. Okay, but to me, goddess Fortune has been a bit kind. Why? To let the wretched man outlive his wealth. He says that you see, I am a wretched man. I have lost everything. I have become bankrupt. So once I have become bankrupt, I have become so poor, I it is better to die. Okay, it would be bad if I had to live and suffer such poverty stricken condition. To view with hollow eye and wrinkled brow. So I will have a wrinkled brow. If I have to live in that poverty, then I would have, wrinkled face and dull face because of poverty. From which lingering penance, after such prolonged suffering, of such misery, suffering, doth she cut me off. So I will, it is, why is she calling Goddess Fortune kind? Because at least Antonio will not have to suffer such poverty stricken condition. He is bankrupt, so rest of his life would be difficult only, isn't it? He will not be living an affluent life and such, respectful life. So it is better that I'll die. I will not have to bother about all that. So I see fortune is kind to me. Commend me to your honorable wife. So you convey my respects to your honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Also talk about how Antonio died and why he died. Say how I loved you. Also tell her that you had a very dear friend. Speak me fair in death. When I die, talk good about me. And when the tale is told, that means when you have told the story, bid her be judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. So after you have told my story to your wife, ask her if Bassanio had a dear friend once upon a time. Repent but that you shall lose your friend. Only be sorry that you have lost your friend, your dear friend. Don't be sorry that he died paying your debt. Because obviously, if Bassanio had not asked for the money, then Antonio would not have been in such a condition, isn't it? It is because of Antonio that it is because of Bassanio that Antonio is dying, isn't it? But because Antonio loves Bassanio so much, he says to Bassanio that don't bother yourself by thinking that I gave away my life just to pay your debt. Just remember me as your dear friend. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I will pay it presently with all my heart. Because if the Jew, it now depends on Shylock. If he cuts very deep, then I'm sure to die. Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself. So you see, I am married to a wife and she is very dear to me. I love her a lot. But life itself, my wife, and all the world are not with me esteemed above thy life. So you see, my own life, my wife, and everything in the world, all happiness in the world, for everything, I cannot, nothing is greater to me than your life. So, what is most important to me? The most important thing to me is your life. I would lose all. I can sacrifice everything to get you back. Here to this devil, I can sacrifice everything, my wife, myself, my whole world and all happiness to this devil, to Shylock, just to save you. To deliver you means to save you. Portia. Your wife would give you little thanks for that. Now, Portia is obviously over here, and Portia hears Bassanio say that Bassanio can give away his own wife to Shylock to save Antonio. So Portia says, "You see, your wife will not be very happy listening to this if she were by. If she was nearby, she would be very unhappy with this to hear you making such an offer." Gratiano. I have a wife. Gratiano always follow whatever Bassanio does, isn't it? So Gratiano says, I also have a wife whom I protest, that means whom I swear that I love. I would, that means I wish she were in heaven. Imagine, Gratiano is saying that, okay, I wish that she was dead, she was in heaven, and she could, why it would be better if she was in heaven? Then she could entreat some power, she could persuade God, she could request the gods to change this courage Jew. There is nothing that can change or melt the Jew's heart, Shylock's heart. So Gratiano wishes that if his wife was dead and if she could request the gods in heaven to persuade or soften the heart of the Jew. Okay, Nerissa. It is well you now he is also saying it in front of his wife because the clerk is Nerissa herself. Nerissa. It is well you offer it behind her back. So you see, if your wife was here, it would make an unquiet house. That means there would be a lot of trouble for you if she heard what you were saying about your wife. Shylock. These be the Christian husbands. Now look at these Christian husbands. They are such, uh, you know, they are so mean because you see, they are ready to give away their wives to me. Okay. I have a daughter. So I have a daughter, and would any of the stock of Barabbas? Barabbas was a notorious criminal. Okay. There is a story relating to Christ. You can read that. Barabbas is a notorious criminal and had been her husband rather than a Christian. So what does he say? He says that rather than marrying my daughter to a Christian who are so mean that they are ready to give away their wives to me, I would marry my daughter to a notorious criminal like Barabbas. It would be better to marry my daughter to a criminal rather than marrying her to a Christian. We trifle time. That means we are wasting time by talking so much. I pray thee pursue sentence. Go on with the sentence. We have finish off this work, Portia. A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it. The law doth give it. So he repeats this thing again that okay, the court allows you to take it. Most rightful judge, Portia. And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. So you are going to cut out the flesh, cut out the pound of flesh from his breast. The law allows it, the court awards it. Again, he repeats the same thing. Shallow. Most learned judge, a sentence come prepare. So now he is extremely excited that, okay, I'm going to take it now. This is the moment for me. Lifetime moment. Okay. So now when he is ready to do it, what does Portia say? Portia, tarry. That means wait a little. There is something else. Now this something else. What is this something else? I have ended it over here so that the last class of Act 4 Scene 1 is the best for you all. Those who have not read it even once, they are going to be very excited about what is going to happen next, and this is a very exciting scene, I think. Among all the scenes in The Merchant of Venice, this is the best one. And after Portia says, tarry a little, there is something else. Whatever is going to happen, that will tell you how wise Portia is, how capable she is in every way. She is an heir to a rich fortune, rich, property. She is beautiful, okay, and you see she is very much intelligent, far better than Bassanio too. Okay, so we will see that how she solves the case and everything in the next class. I hope you have found this one easy. And if you have faced any difficulty over here after reading it, you can obviously write to me in the comment section. I'm ready to help you. And do subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. And thank you so much. And okay, bye bye.